Now let me get that out of this tonight. Somebody got up this morning, and you woke up with your first breath, and you asked, I don't know how I'm going to keep it together. Is there somebody here today who got up this morning and said, everything is just coming apart? How am I going to keep it together today? I've got good news for you. The Jesus who holds the cosmos together can hold you together by the word of his power. Somebody got up this morning with a spirit of fear. The moment you woke up, some fearful spirit whispered in your ear that everything's going to come apart. You need to learn how to rebuke that spirit and say, he has not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power and love and a sound mind. And the one who holds everything together is going to hold me together. And you're saying, well, all of that is good news. Oh, it is good news. He's the heir of everything. I'm his joint heir. He's the brightness of God. Shine on me, Jesus. You stamped God into human flesh. Stamp me, Jesus. Uphold me, but I got a problem. I got a problem. You got a problem. All God's children got a problem. All of that's wonderful, but we got a problem. It's a three-letter word. S-I-N. I know me. How can I be the brightness of his person? How can I reflect the word of his power? Well, when this writer wanted to put the crown highest on the head of Jesus, he didn't talk about creating the universe or the ages or even upholding everything. Look at the last thing in this list. It says, when he had by himself purged our sins, he sat down at the right hand of the majesty on high. I wish somebody would hear me today. It is that Jesus who went to the cross, not merely Mary's baby, not merely the boy who grew up in the carpenter shop in Nazareth. It's that Jesus who made the ages, who's holding everything by the word of his power. That Jesus, the Jesus into whom God stamped his very image. That Jesus, the heir of all things at the end of time. That Jesus went to that cross, stretched out his hands, and spilled his blood that he might give me a catharsis. That's what the word is, a catharsis, a cleansing from sin. And every drop of his blood that fell on Golgotha's hill that day fell tainted with all of the psychological confusion, the spiritual disruption, and the physical mess that sin brings. That Jesus. I'm going to tell you what, it's wonderful that he upholds everything. It's great that he shines. It's good that he's the character, but it's best of all that Jesus went to the cross, and that Jesus purged me from my sins. And then he said, it is finished. And look what it says. He sat down by the majesty on high. You sit down when it's finished. You sit down when it's done. But I want to tell you one other thing. He doesn't always stay set down. In Acts chapter 7, when that deacon martyr Stephen was being stoned to death, stones cracking his skull, stones breaking his rib, stones mashing his leg. You remember what he said? He said, I looked up and I saw heaven open. He didn't say I saw Jesus sitting. He said, I saw one like the Son of Man standing. I'm so glad when this race is run, when this journey is done, when my crown is won, when time becomes eternity, earth receding, heaven opening, I'm going to see him standing at the right hand of God. It's that Jesus. Do you hear me? That Jesus standing. And somebody here today needs to say, I don't want bits and pieces anymore. I don't want holy hints anymore. I want a full disclosure of that Jesus. And if you'll live for him, trust in him, follow after him, that Jesus will stand up at the right hand of the Majesty on high when your race is run. God bless you.